What's up guys, Nerd here. Some crazy stuff just happened. Jeff Kaplan posted on the official Overwatch forums on a post called "Why is Roadhog being compensated for his nerf?" Basically saying, you know, you're nerfing Roadhog, but at the same time you're providing him with more viability in different situations. Now, you know they don't take that approach with every hero. For example, D.Va. And folks are, I think, going to get pretty upset about this because on the surface it reads pretty well, but if you really think about it, not so much. I'm going to summarize it for you. Basically, Jeff is coming from the viewpoint that many folks think on a one-to-one basis, you know, it's either you buff or nerf somebody. There's no in-between. And then when mains of a certain hero want nerfs of a different hero that maybe counters them, they're not usually satisfied until the hero that counters them is totally unviable. I don't necessarily agree with that. I know almost all D.Va players wish all heroes were viable in a sense, because we have felt the brunt of the fact of becoming viable and then not being able to play your hero in the tier you want to play them anymore because they suck so bad. Anyways, so he mentions that, and then he mentions that the most interesting statement, I think, is we try to preserve what we believe to be the core of the character and try to balance around this core without destroying the spirit of what the character was supposed to be / do. Now, what's crazy to me, right, is, and I'm coming from the D.Va's perspective here, they made a comment saying, you know, D.Va's supposed to be a dive tank. All right, she can't do that anymore. Objectively speaking, you just can't. You could have a pocket Ana and a pocket Mercy, and you're still going to get shot out of mech. Can't do that. Defense Matrix really isn't that viable of a skill either. Honestly, to be fair to all the other abilities in the game, Reinhardt's shield can block ults, Zarya's bubble is better at protecting from hooks. You have a ton of stuff like that. Defense Matrix can block the hook shot combo now, but that means you have to dive into a distance enough to protect your teammate from the hook. And by that point, you can't thrust back anyway, so you're probably going to die too. That's a whole nother conversation. But the real point we need to make here is that this is kind of an unbiased opinion about D.Va, because if you remember, this is more of a biased opinion about D.Va, because if you remember, Jeff Kaplan and the other devs made a comment saying we feel like D.Va's performing too much. Feel is not an objective statement. That is a biased statement. And you can feel one way or another, and you can listen to people's complaints, or you can look at the numbers. Jeff seems to be coming from the approach that they are looking at numbers. What I would want is for someone to show me those numbers, because right now if you go anywhere on the forums, on the front page, maybe a good 10th of the posts are all D.Va posts, so maybe 6 out of 7 out of however many are here are all related to D.Va. And all those posts have, you know, literally hundreds of comments. There's some threads, there's a mega thread going on right now that almost has 2,000 comments across 4 different threads. You know, the 6 here, they're all pretty much saying the same thing. We're all asking for the same thing. I just don't understand how you can say we don't want to change the intent of a hero, but when you have objectively done so, radio silence has been emitted for the past, you know, couple weeks of people asking, well, why has this happened? Why has this happened? I don't know. Just kind of disappointing, really. I like the Overwatch team, and I think they can do better than that. So here's hoping that we get some news sometime around Season 4. See you guys.